Page 28, Flat Key Inversion Etude. Woo. There's a lot right there. That says a great deal. Let's take each of those things. Flat keys, inversions, etude. Well, an etude is a study piece. There are all kinds of etudes, but they usually have something to do with some technical aspect, something where you can work on to get better at playing the piano, I guess. This is an etude or a study piece on chord inversions. An inversion to a chord is when you turn the chord over, you rearrange it. Let's take a C chord, just a regular C chord. If I want to invert it, I turn it over. I take the C and I put it on top. It's first inversion. I can do it again by putting the E on top. It's still a C chord, it's just an inversion. So here in inversion we're doing the different inversions of different chords. And the chords we're doing are the ones with flat keys. You get C major, no sharps or flats, or then 1 flat, 2 flats, 3 flats, etc. That's basically what we're doing here. In this inversion it looks like it's covering all the way to 4 flats. So at the beginning you're starting, just look at the right hand. Well, you can look at either hand really because you got chords in both hands. The right hand is block chords and the left hand is broken. So let's take the block chords. It starts out with no sharps or flats, is C major. And then the last measure of the first line, that we go to 1 flat, that's F major. F chord. We're not using the B flat, we're not using it, but nevertheless the key has 1 flat in it. Then we go to the key of 2 flats, which is B flat major, and that's the second line, second measure. Here's a B flat chord. And then we go to 3 flats, and that's the third line down, first measure, I'm too sure. That's an E flat major, it's an E flat. 3 flats is E flat major. And then 4 flats is the last measure of the third line, and that's A flat major. And then you end up on C major again, just to kind of bring it around. So you're just going through these different key signatures. They're not changing the key signature in the music, they're using accidentals to do this, and that's fine, you can do that. So in the right hand you just simply have the different inversions. C chord, then the F chord, same thing, and then the B flat chord. If this doesn't work you can do this if you want, and then here, and then the E flat chord, third line down, here or here, whichever fingering works better for you. Here, here, or here, and then here, or here, or here. Different fingerings for these. Depends on how big your hands are and how fat your fingers are. Here or here, whichever. And then finally C major at the end. And they got a new note on that. Oh, that's nice. This is the last line, second measure. It's a C, and then you're just going up an inversion here. So that's an E. If you look at it carefully in the music, you'll see it's 3 ledger lines above the staff. Well, you already know 2 ledger lines is a C, I hope. You should know that. And then other ledger lines, the third one's just up here. It's an E. But just left hand, same thing, but broken. Then crunch up, connect all these. Then F. Up, then here. If you need to, you can use 4th finger if it'll help. But then crunch up. I use 4th finger on the F there in the last measure of the second line, because that's really the fingering for the chord. And then third line, crunch up. And the 4th line, we're in treble clef now. C. Put the hands together, you hear? shouldn't play it for you. You get the idea what it is. It's good practice. And it would help eventually if you can get to where you can actually feel your way through this. Move around like this without looking at the keyboard. Where you can go from here, from inversion, here to here to here, without having to look down at the keyboard. That takes time, but it's something to think about. Same thing in the left hand. From here to here to here, without having to look at the keyboard. You have to look at first, but it's something to shoot for. I never actually talked about it. We're in 6/8 time, so an eighth note gets a count. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the left hand, these are count. There's no articulation to speak of. Just play them. I suggest you play the left hand all connected. Play it all legato, all the way through. Dynamic-wise, it's moderately loud. That's the only dynamic they give you. Just play it. Don't worry about it. I mean, you should really practice it real soft and real loud and in between all the dynamic levels, pretty much. But it's both hands. Just, yeah, there's no melody here to speak of. Then they've added pedal. Well, when you're learning this, of course, do it without pedal. Anytime you learn a piece of music, do it without pedal first. Then the add pedal, it's just overlapping pedal, and they're changing it every 3 beats. You can see every 3 eighth notes, they're changing the pedal. That's fine. If you don't have a pedal, it doesn't matter. This is a good one to play without pedal. If you want to do it, just go ahead and do the pedal, and I use overlapping pedals, so the note goes down first and then the pedal. And when I change the pedal, it's lifted up and down. It's after I play the notes, so it overlaps just a little bit. Yeah. I like to do a play with me here. I don't know if it's really necessary, but I'll do it anyway. And I'll go ahead and use the pedal on this. I'll give us 6 counts. Let's just try it together slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, go. Six, off.